So if you haven't been following the latest in the college football playoff saga, basically here's what's going on. In this year, there's going to be another 12-team playoff, as it was last season. But there's been constant talk about expansion. And so it seems like the number that most people have settled on for now is 16, potentially in 2026 and beyond. The Big Ten and the SEC have put forth a proposal for a 16-team playoff that would involve 4 automatic bids for the SEC, 4 for the Big Ten, 2 for the Big 12, 2 for the ACC, 1 for a group of 6 school, and then a couple of at-large bids. Brett Yormark has been adamantly against this and has countered with what they call the 5+11 model, which is just 1 automatic qualifier for each Power 5 conference champion and then 11 at-large bids. And his marketing line that he's been throwing out there with this idea is the Big 12 is a conference that wants to earn it on the field. They don't want to go along with this SEC Big 10. We get half of the automatic bids that you do. We want an open playing field outside of these conference champions so that we can earn it on the field and the committee can put us in. The Big 10 this weekend, it leaked that they are looking at a 24 or 28 team playoff moving forward. That there's still, this plan got leaked in its very early stages. They were just starting to throw this around, and then it got to the media, and of course it blew up. But the 28 team model would reportedly give the Big Ten and SEC 7 teams each, the Big 12 and the ACC 5 teams apiece, and then some combination of group of 5 at-large bids for the last 4 spots. And I know the Big 12 has been against any sort of scenario where the Big Ten and the SEC automatically gets more qualifying teams than the Big 12 and the ACC. And I completely understand why they think that. From a kind of branding perspective, you're sort of giving in to this narrative and this perception that those leagues are better and that you don't deserve the same seat at the table. I mean, just from a mathematic perspective, it doesn't make a lot of sense. But I have a different opinion about this than most Big 12 people. I was watching my friend Parker Ainsworth. He did a segment on this on Monday on Locked On Cougs. He hosts the Houston show. We have a Big 12 group chat. And everyone's like, this Big 10 idea sucks. Don't go along with it. And look, I get it. I don't want to be the person that like bends the knee to the Big Ten and the SEC and kisses the ring. My issue is sticking with the 16-team idea for a second, and then I'll get to the larger idea. I get on the surface the 5 automatic qualifiers and 11 at-large spots. You want to have all those at-large spots open so that you can get teams in. Here's the problem. The committee has not been kind to you. Okay? They haven't. Last season, Arizona State got in because they won the league. BYU had a really good year. Now, unfortunately for them, they stumbled towards the end of the season, which is the worst time to do it in the playoff era. But they weren't even on the radar of the committee. Neither was Iowa State. There were no other Big 12 teams that were on the table for the committee besides the automatic qualifier. And Brett keeps talking about earning it on the field. Well, what about the fact that it's an unfair playing field? You're working against an institution that doesn't value what you do. And look, I get it. 65-7 is unfortunately a big part of this. And it sucks because TCU beat Michigan. Like, we all saw that happen. It's not like TCU just automatically got put in the national title game. They beat the Big Ten champion and won that game and got there, and then just fell completely on their face in that ball game. But we won a playoff game. Like, we got put in that situation and we handled ourselves well. Arizona State handled themselves really admirably against Texas last year. You could argue they should have won that game. I mean, shoulda, coulda, woulda, but you get what I mean. It was close. It was in double overtime, triple overtime. They had their chances. They stopped Texas on a 4th down in overtime and to win that ball game. They were right there. The gap is not as big as everyone wants to make it out to be. But the issue is, I don't think the committee believes that. And so while I don't love the idea of automatically giving up spots, I also want to be realistic and make sure that you can get opportunities. Because I don't know what's going to change. The only thing in my mind that's going to change the mind of the national media is to win a national championship. So you have to give yourself a chance to do that. For somebody, hopefully it's TCU, to get back to the national championship game and win it. And then at that point, you'll basically kick the door in and say, hey, we're here. But until then, it's going to be an uphill battle. And while I understand why you love the idea of having these at-large bids, if the people that are making the decision don't respect you, it's tough to get in. We'll continue this conversation in a moment. Locked On Horned Frogs, your team. We do it here every day.